Good morning. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. I hope you're all doing good. It's your girl Seeker in the house, and it's always a privilege, and I'm always super excited to be here. And I thank everybody who's here on this live video to join me to share a few ideas about an important topic about our wellness as people and what we can do to solve problems so that we can have better outcomes in this life. Sister Uche, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning to everybody from sunny Calgary. I hope you're fine, and happy Sunday to everybody. Being unwell is one of the worst possible things that can happen to you in this life. Like in the Ghanaian culture, there's a saying that if your enemy is really going to get hold of you or be able to do anything to you, one of the down things that can happen is for you to be in ill health, for you to be sick, for you to have discomfort, for you to not just be yourself. You can't do anything when you're not feeling good. And so when that happens, at a time when you are partnered with somebody else in this life, a couple, you're married, you're in a committed relationship with somebody else, and then you unfortunately become unwell, it puts a strain not just on you, but also on the other half that is in this partnership with you. It's some of these conversations that we Africans never have. We don't talk about these things. It's very hush-hush. People suffer in silence because they feel like there's nobody who is going to understand what it is that they're dealing with. It can really create situations of isolation, not just for the person who is unwell, but for the other half that has to pick the pieces and deal with that as well. And these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about today. The first point that I want to make is the effects emotionally on the couple when one party is unwell. You know, when you hear unwell, it just sounds like, oh, they have a headache or they have tummy ache. I'm not just talking about that, but I'm talking about when people have chronic illnesses. Hello, Sister Liddy, how are you? Mr. Gabriel, how are you? Good morning. When people have long-term issues that go on for a long time, let's say you have elevated blood sugar that goes on for a prolonged period, and now it's destroying other parts of your body, your organs are going, things are happening. You have cataract in your eyes now, you have glaucoma, eye pressure, all kinds of things around this one simple thing. Elevated blood sugar that has gone on for a long time. There are emotional issues that arise from that. The person who is unwell feels, oh, I'm being such a bother. People must be so fed up with me and this thing that is wrong with me. The party that is looking after the person or providing care for the spouse who is unwell, over time gets tired because every day, let's say the person is bedridden. They can't do anything for themselves. You have to wake up in the morning. You have to brush their teeth. You have to bathe them. If they need to use the washroom, you have to be there. You have to do everything. Feed them, clothe them, sit with them, talk to them, pray with them. It gets tiring. Just imagine that the head of the house, being the husband, is unwell. He's sick. He has some prolonged issue, which means that he can't perform his manly duties around the house. He's unable to cut the lawn. He can't shovel the snow. He can't help you clean the house. There are bulbs that need changing in the house. There's nobody available to do it. And now you, the wife, have to pick up the pieces and do everything. On top of that, just imagine that there are young children involved in the mix too that need caring for. It can be a hot mess. And a lot of the times, there's a lot of silence around the emotional, implications of one person being unwell. and how it affects everybody else in the family, even the children. The children are looking to have their bubbly dad who is there all the time. He takes them to the park, he buys them ice cream, and now this dad is not well. This dad is in bed. This dad can't move. It does a lot to the whole family. One person being unwell has affected everybody who's in that stable. Mommy Jane, how are you doing? Mr. Richard, good morning. Hey, Sister Gracie, how are you? Good morning. Jonathan, how are you doing? Oh, my big brother Celestine is here. I am very happy. How are you all doing? And good morning to you from sunny Calgary. The sun is out. It's like t-shirt weather in Calgary. So exciting. And so yeah, it puts those kinds of strains on the relationship. The second thing that I want to talk about is communication breaking down. Sometimes when one party is feeling unwell, they can't even communicate the full extent of how they're feeling to the other party. The person who is doing the caring is also tired of what they're doing. They need a break. They wish there was some respite, especially when it's between husband and wife. If the wife goes away to just have a break in our community, people feel, how can you abandon your husband when your husband is so sick like this? You have gone off that you are going to the beach to go and have fun with your friends. Sometimes having that monotonous life where every day I have to wake up, I have to bathe my husband, I have to clothe him, I have to put him here, I have to feed him, I have to get up and do this. It gets tiring. They didn't sign up to that in the relationship from the very beginning. It gets tiring. Even me, you, if you have a sick child that you always have to be the one that is there for, after time, you suffer from burnout. You're tired. Mothers who have to look after young babies. A lot of people go through postpartum depression. It's not that they don't love the child. They're just tired. They just went through a whole 9 months of pregnancy with all the things that brought on. And now there's another little human being. Every 2 minutes, they're screaming about something. It hurts. It gets tiring. If the other half is not also there chipping in to help, and it feels like the mom has to do all of that all of the time, it gets tiring. Imagine that a mom hasn't really had more than 2 hours of sleep for 7 days straight, and this kid will just not stop crying. They are fine during the day. As soon as it's nighttime, you think something happened to them. The whole night, they're up crying. Meanwhile, the dad has pulled the comforter, the duvet over their head to avoid hearing the screaming, and they're snoring. So annoying. It's as if the mother had the child by themselves. And so a lot of these things happen, and with time, it starts to push the couple, the two people that started the relationship, apart. Because one person is trying to communicate their feelings to the other, and the other person can't even hear what the other person is saying. One person is feeling depressed and frustrated and guilty that they can't be there 24/7 to provide the other side what they need. The people that are also sick are also thinking, oh, I'm being a nuisance. Let me just accept it like that. I can't even tell him how I'm feeling. How would he take it? How would she take it? Right? And so the emotional issues and issues around communication, each person feeling that they don't want to upset the other side by expressing how they're truly feeling in their position, whether they're the carer or the sick person in their relationship. And it's hard. Nana, good morning. How are you doing? Sister Gracie, how are you? I hope you're fine. The other part of things that a lot of us know, but somehow we don't talk about much is this. Let's assume that it's the mother of the house that is unwell for a long period of time. Maybe she's had some issue, complication come up as a result of childbirth. You know, a lot of things happen when women have children. We don't talk about it much, and that's a topic for discussion on another day. But one of the things that happens is that when people have children, that whole reproductive system, things happen. There was this woman that I knew growing up who went to have a child, and when she came back, she had lost her mind. Mentally, she wasn't there anymore. And she wasn't there ever until she passed away. She would pick fights with her husband. Things get so bad. Sometimes they have to restrain her. All this started after she had a child. Just one child. And then things just went berserk from there. A lot of the fathers in the house think that it's not just pregnancy. Everybody gets pregnant. What is this? But we are all very different. And a lot of things can go awfully wrong just by wanting to be a mom, have a child. A lot of things happen. And so I always say this, that there needs to be a lot of compassion. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a woman, but it's true. Women go through a lot having children. Not just the before, the during, but especially afterwards. Sometimes I think that the men in the house need to really go to the delivery ward when women are having children to see what actually happens. I think it puts a better perspective on things that happen. I know in Africa they don't allow them there because half of them are just going to pass out. It's just going to be a shit show. So they don't allow the dads anywhere around delivery ward. But a lot of things happen. People go through tears. All kinds of things happen. Mentally, psychologically, emotionally, it's a lot of work. So let's just assume that the mom has had a child and now she's had some kind of complication. She had to have how do I call it, a cesarean session to have the child, and there were other complications. She's had something with the pelvic floor, and now she has to be in bed for 2 to 3 months to recover from all of that, to be able to stand on their feet again. And you're the father of the house. You're living in the West where there's no help. It's either you go and get a visa to bring your mom or her mom to come and help you, or you get an au pair that you can't even pay for. So a lot of the times, there's just the two of you, and you have to fend for yourselves. You have to look after the other half. A lot of my brothers in the house, some try. I have to give credit where credit is due. But for a lot of them, they struggle. They can't do it. If this woman doesn't have a good safety net of friends and other people, other women on her side that come in to come and offer help, it's disaster. They don't even know the next thing about how to get medication for children. If the child has headache, they don't know what to do. Right? Because the mom has always held the fort. It's the mom that does everything. And now all of a sudden, the mom's not there. Now dad has to make spaghetti bolognese for the kids and feed himself, clean the house, bathe the children, take them to school, bring them back. It's a lot of work. The fathers in the house sometimes don't realize it. I was watching a movie the other day, and the woman was the stay-at-home mom. They had about 4 children. And she stayed at home to take care of them. The man went out to work. They were living in America. And this guy would come home and he's so angry. What do you do? You just sit around all day with these children. What do you do? They fought and fought and fought and fought. Eventually, the woman said, okay, I think I'm going to get a job. You stay at home. Take 2 weeks off work and stay at home with the children. And I'll go out. I'm happy to go out and work. I'll work 2 jobs if you want me to. I'll go out and work. So first day, the woman went out. She was so excited. She went into work and left the guy at home. It didn't take 2 hours. The man was calling the wife to come back home. Where is the paracetamol? Somebody had banged his head. The other person was standing on top of the TV trying to pull it down. The other one had made a mess in the bathroom. They pulled all the toilet roll and stuck it in the toilet. The other one was in the kitchen bringing pots and pans out. And this man, you could visibly see that if you touched him, he would start to cry. He didn't know what to do. The wife said, oh, I'm busy, I'm at work, I'm taking calls, I can't talk right now. She put the phone down. By the time evening came, this man was now begging the wife, I understand, I surrender. Please, come back and take your role. I'll work 4 jobs if I have to provide the money to look after the children. It is not easy. You see your wife, she's put 1 child at the back. She's cooking banku and okro for you. She's making eba and egusi. There's 1 child on the side crying. They've given her a piece of fish to keep her quiet. There's 1 at the back. She's talking to you on the telephone. She's cooking. She's cleaning. She's doing 10 things all at once just to keep sanity and order in your house. Those role changes, they also cause issues in the home. The same is true if it's the woman that now has to be the man of the house. The man is sick, he can't work, he can't do anything. So she has to step up and be the father and the mother of the house in order to keep things going. These things are real life issues that happen to real people in real time. There are financial issues around one party being unwell. Again, if you live in the Western culture, oftentimes in most homes, 1 salary is not enough. Both sides have to work and contribute to the upkeep of the home. The man goes out to work either the whole night shift or the whole day shift or whatever. The wife has to also do the same thing. In most places, when there are children involved, hello, Abla, how are you doing, sweetheart? In most homes, when the woman is coming back from work, the man is leaving. Or when the man comes back, he does the day shift, the wife does the night shift. Meanwhile, in the mix of that, they have to pick children up, take them to school, take this one for swimming lesson, do this, do that. It is hard. There's a couple I know in America, when one person is entering the pulling garage, the other one is opened it already and is ready to, he's just handing over the child to the husband. Oh, the food is in the microwave. The children's milk is here. I've laid their bed. This is there. Okay, bye-bye. She gets in her car and she's gone till the following morning. And the same thing happens when she comes back from work, having done a 12-hour shift from 8 p.m. at night to 8 a.m. the next morning. By the time she comes back at 9 in the morning, the husband has taken the kids to school. There's a baby here. Okay, here is Junior. Okay, yeah, they made a mess. It's in the, I put the dirty diapers in the bin and the woman has to now go home, tidy up that house, make sure there's food, sleep for 2 hours, and come back and repeat that thing all through the week. But that's how the mortgage gets paid. That's how the kids' fees and all the little things that they have to do gets done. It's a hard life. So just imagine that on the back of all of that, now one parent has a stroke, for example, and they're now bedridden. They can't move. Their left side or their right side is completely gone. They can't do anything. And they're there. That's now another child, a grown-up child that the other half has to look after. Unless there's help coming from somewhere. And in most third world countries, there's a limit to what carers are able to do. If even that is even a thing that is available in the Western country that you are living in. You may get a little bit of help where nurses come to the house, community nurses come to the house, help give medication. You know, they may clean him up or hair up and whatever and try to feed them. But maximum half an hour, 45 minutes, they have to leave. There's the next client to go see. It is hard. And so when that happens, and now one person has to work to cover everybody, it's difficult. The person that is doing the work is mad and angry and resentful. Did I sign up for this? I signed up for better, for worse, but this worse is too much for me. I can't deal with it. I have to pay the mortgage. I have to pay the car note. I have to do this. I have to do that. Everything is on me. I'm so tired. I never go and leave. I can't rest. This, that, and the other. Those things, they build up resentment in the family. Because it's okay to do it for 5 minutes, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. But if this is going to become something that is longer term, it's hard. Now, imagine that both sides don't have parents anymore. The wife's mom and dad have gone to be with the Lord. The man's mom and dad have gone to be with the Lord. Or they themselves are too old and have their own issues wherever they are, that they can't come in and offer any real help to the couple. Just imagine that. What that will feel like. It's hard work. Marriage is not for the faint-hearted, because you're signing up to somebody and spending the rest of your life with them without knowing what it is you're signing up to. We all get into it with the best of intentions. Oh, God bless this marriage. Don't let us ever forsake. Let us keep us in love all the time. But the truth about it is that life happens to all of us. That's just it. It can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to anybody. Ill health is no respecter of persons. It doesn't look at the face and say, oh, Lamin is so handsome. I can't affect him. You won't be sick. Or Adebola, oh, you're so nice. No, it won't be you. No, it can happen to anybody. Anybody can be sick at any time. We're all human beings. Good morning to everybody. It happens to the best of us. Ill health is a part of life, whether you like it or you don't. Now, the biggest thing, Roxy, how are you doing? Good morning, sweetheart. The biggest thing, the biggest issue, the biggest challenge is this: lack of physical intimacy in a relationship. A big thing. Also putting a strain on people who are expecting your husband to be a particular way. You're expecting your wife to be a particular way. Now here you are, it's nighttime. You want to do the do, and your wife is sick, so she can't give you what you want. Or you're the wife, yeah, things are knocking things. You're my husband now. You have to give me what I want. And unfortunately, the husband is not in a position to be able to do that. It's hard work. It's not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. There's a couple that I knew growing up where the man had married before, had children from a previous relationship. He was a bit older, and then he met another woman, a slightly younger woman. He really, really was into her, and they got married. Literally, by the time they came back from their honeymoon, the guy had a really bad stroke. Really bad. Couldn't do anything. And that was the beginning of their life for the next 10, 15 years, until this guy eventually went to be with the Lord. I want to ask all of us here, is that what she signed up for? For 15 years, 10 to 15 years, she was the full-time carer for this man. Bathe him, clothe him, feed him, take him, put him in a pushchair, take him for a walk, bring him back, talk to him, pray with him, everything. And unfortunately, he had another stroke which was fatal. He did make it. After 10 to 15 years of being with this guy, there was no intimacy after that honeymoon. It was done. He couldn't do anything. He was paralyzed on one side. Completely gone. How do you deal with that? There are lots of things that happen. You got married young. You got married to this man. He has everything. The bedmatics was good. He was very loving and intimate to you. Then all of a sudden, something happens. He can't do it anymore. There's erectile dysfunction. It happens to a lot of people. Sometimes it's not even because there's something medically wrong with them. Even stress can bring that thing on. Because things are not happening the way the man wants it to happen. You know, there's no money, there are financial issues, this one is dragging this, that one is happening here, and all of that. You're always arguing because the sums are not adding up. The money is not moneying in the family. And so it puts a strain. The man is worried, how can I make more money? What can I do to look after my family? Now, when you go and have a wash and you wear all your sexy lingerie and you come and sit there, he can't do anything because his mind and his dingling are in two separate places. The mind is thinking about how to make money. The dingling is like, oh, this is nice. But the two are not gelling. The communication has broken down between the two objects, between the two parts of the body. Meanwhile, the wife is into it. She's like, oh, yeah, I wish this man could do this to me. I want it tonight. He gets in the bed. You're trying to arouse him. You're doing everything you're doing. But yeah, it's starting to get up, but it's not quite staying up to be able to give you what you want. And then, ploop, it's back down again. How do you live with those kinds of things? It builds resentment inside because I want you are my husband. I want you to satisfy me and you can't. I need you. Come and give me what I want. You can't do it. Let's turn it all around. The wife, she's had children. She's now getting premenopausal. There's something happening, hormonal imbalance. She's just not feeling it anymore. Every time you want. You know, the man has a high libido. He wants to get, you know, we have to do it now. Mama and Papa, we for do them every day. The wife is tired by Wednesday. Sunday, you did it 2 times. Monday, you've done it 3 times. Tuesday, we did 1. Now, this Wednesday, you won't allow me to sleep. Eh? What is it, Papa and Kechi? Why? Just leave me alone. I want to sleep. Now, Papa and Kechi wants to do it and... Mama and Kechi is as dry as can be. Because there are things that are going on. There's body changes. Like the man and the woman that's married in their 20s are not the same people in their 40s. Life is happening. There's so many challenges that the two sides are faced with. And the $1 million question is, how do we navigate all of that in this thing called marriage? To be able to make it work. How can we make lives better for our own selves? And these are conversations we don't have. Things that we don't talk about openly. If I go and tell somebody now that I'm mad at my husband because he can't give me 2 rounds in bed every night, people are going to say I'm a spoiled woman. So can't you see that your husband is sick? Can't you be merciful to him? And some people take the easy route out of it, which is to be quiet about it, not have conversations and open up about how they're truly feeling. Take the easy route. Okay, if my wife can't give it to me, there's a side chick. Let me just go and get it from there and clean my mouth and come back home. Is that really the answer? Because the side chick is also going to be demanding something from you. You only come to me once every weekend because your wife can't do it and you want me to do it for free and this and that. And then you're having issues with side chick. Your wife is at home. She is upset that you're not there. She needs you emotionally and you can't be available for her because you're busy getting your due from side chick. These days, the cheating is not just even the husbands. The wives too are doing it now. Because, well, if the men are doing it, well, why can't I? So now the cheating is not just the husbands getting out there. The wives, some of the wives are also doing it too. That is just the reality of what is happening these days. Well, my husband can't get it up and keep it up. There's that young guy that's, you know, lives across the road. He's always in the gym, you know. He's got what I need. So, hey, yeah, let's go get it on. Is that really the answer to the problem, though? Is that really the answer to the issues at hand? Do you sit down and talk like man to man? woman to man, and just express yourself and how you're feeling genuinely around what has happened. Because open, realistic conversations is the beginning of how do we solve this problem, so that both parties are excited about what is going to happen. At least I've expressed myself to my husband. At least I've expressed how I'm feeling to my wife in good faith, and they've understood what I'm saying. Or is it just a question of, well, if I can't do it, if you can't do it, let's just leave her. If she can't open her leg, I'm going to get it from somebody else. Because that is just putting a band-aid on an issue. The real issue, you're not tackling that. You see, when you genuinely love somebody, even in sickness, you don't just abandon ship because the difficulties of life set in. When you genuinely, with emphasis on genuine, love somebody, you are there for them regardless. You don't jump ship when the going gets tough. No. You stay. You pick up a shovel. You mop the floor. You do what has to happen. And I'm not saying this to say it's easy when you have a spouse that has a long-term illness. That's not what I'm saying. Get all the help that you need. Get all the respite that you need, because it's hard. That's the truth. But own up to the fact that it's hard and express how you're feeling. Because bottling it up and pretending it's okay, oh, I'm superwoman, I can do anything, I will make it happen, I'll make it work, is just not going to be effective long term. I don't care who you are, whether you're Mother Teresa itself, it builds resentment over time, because that's not what you signed up to. I'm not talking about somebody has a migraine for 2 days and they're in bed and you go and kiss them, oh baby, it's going to be all right. I'm talking about long-term issue. And the person who is unwell is looking for emotional support. The person that is providing care is also getting tired and needs help. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's hard. Sister Jodo, how are you doing? Good morning. It's been ages, sweetheart. It's hard. But how do we make things better for both sides? The first thing is having frank and open conversations around how each side is feeling. If you can't even talk to your spouse, why are you married to them? If you can't have open dialogue and really fully be able to express yourself to your other half, and you can't do that, then I don't understand why you're married. Because marriage is a friendship between two people. If you can't even tell your best friend how you're feeling, I don't for the life of me understand why you're even still married to that person. Pretense is not going to solve the problem. Talking about it genuinely helps. Now, one thing that I want to address whilst we're talking about this is that, and I see it happen all of the time, a lot of women especially feel that, and some men too go through the same thing, feel that they can't be vulnerable emotionally with the other half. Because by me telling him that the fact that you're sick and you're unwell is making me tired, I have to work all these hours to make up for the loss in revenue that is not coming in because you're not feeling well. The whole thing is just so stressful. I don't even get a cuddle from you anymore. We don't get to do the do anymore. And it's hard. Like sometimes my body is telling me, I want you, but you can't give me what I want. The man is angry. How dare you tell me that? What do you mean? How can you tell me that? What are you trying to say? So all these years that we were doing it, why can't you just think about the good times and just be happy about it? And so the woman doesn't feel like they can fully express themselves and say how they're feeling, so they keep quiet. The husband on the other side is unwell, or the wife is unwell, and he has to do a lot of things, and the wife doesn't even want to open herself up to have, frank and honest dialogue about what is happening. So he also feels he can't talk to the wife. This thing that I'm about to say, this woman is going to weaponize it and be mad about it. And it means that I can't even just be vulnerable to her. So let me just keep quiet and take it. But the fact about it is that slowly but surely, this resentment is bringing up separation between the two people, to the point where if you don't find yourselves, the gap can be so wide that it's so hard to bring it back together again, and people just end up going their separate ways. Ill health is a reality in our lives. It can happen to you. Maybe it's happened to you already, or maybe it's coming. We are all aging. Things happen. Today you're 45, you're full of life, you're everything. Who knows what is going to happen when you're 55? And so it's prudent on both sides that right from the very beginning, even before ill health becomes an issue, you are doing everything humanly possible to prevent things from happening before they happen. Some people are on medications for different things: elevated blood sugar, elevated blood pressure, cholesterol, this, that. The side effects of all of those things can also be the reason why your wife has dryness down below. The husband can't get it up and keep it up enough to be able to sustain, an erection to allow things to happen that makes both parties happy. Or maybe the husband can get it up, but if you don't hurry up and, in the middle of the journey, the ignition can go off. Meanwhile, the woman hasn't even started catching her feelings, and now there's frustration. These are real behind closed door conversation that Sika with her big mouth will talk about, because these are things that happen to people. If it's not happening to you, it's happening to somebody you know. I can guarantee you that. But in our community, we don't talk about this. It's like it's taboo to talk about it. But it's part of life, and it's happening to real people in real time. How do we address these issues? When couples love each other and, they care about each other's welfare, you exercise together, you do things together, you're looking at the things that you can both do to, help your healthy eating. Those are all proactive things that you can do. The bond brings the bond even stronger and deeper between you, and helps to ensure that things that are happening are being addressed before they become a real issue. I know that sickness is unavoidable. You can do everything. You can exercise, eat well, do everything, and still wound up with a problem. I get that. But at least you would have tried to prevent things from happening before they happen. And this is a real thing that people in real time can do. Anybody who's watched this channel for any length of time would know I don't hide anything. I say it as it is. I've had, reproductive complications for the best part of my life. 32 years plus. I've been fighting and dealing and crying and doing all kinds of things with problems that I didn't bring on. They just happened. It's life. It happens. And the things that I have learned along this journey to do are helping me now to keep better tabs on things. If you're not proactive about managing ill health issues before they become real problems, you struggle. A lot of us are living in denial. You make a pot of stew and there's the oil on top of it is like this. Your stew is like this size. The stew is in this thing here. The oil alone is half of the food, and the stew is just this part. And you are happy. As for me, when I cook food, and there's oil on top of it like that, and it looks so nice. Yeah, it looks nice, but it doesn't look nice in your kidney and your liver. It doesn't look nice when your arteries are clogged up and now they have to put stents in there and there are all kinds of things going on. It's not nice when, because of the medications you're taking, you can't get it up and keep it up. It's not funny at that time. Oh, as for me, when I eat fufu, I like it when there's fatty stuff on it. It's so delicious, you know. Some people actually request that, oh, put some fat on the food I'm eating because I like the taste of fat when I'm eating food. Are you okay? And you are 50. You do sedentary work. You don't really walk that much. You don't do any exercise. Slowly but surely, your vessels are being clogged up. Things are going on. And you're wondering how you have the outcomes that you have. Too much of everything is just bad. That's just factual. And the fact about it is when we hit 40s, it's like you're in this roller coaster ride in a theme park and everything just goes shoop. And the only people that are able to control the rate of decline are the people that are proactive to do the things that are going to help you to be able to get there. One of the tools that I have in my box that has helped me a lot, especially in the last 2.5 years, is redox signaling molecules. If you want to know more about it, please just write redox. And let's continue the conversation privately, but seriously speaking, that thing, it has done a lot for me. Reproductive system that was not reproducing and even unable to generate menstrual flows for me for 32 years. Now I get them monthly. Why? Because redox is in me, but redox starts to decline when you hit puberty and it just goes downward. And if you don't replenish what you have, the stocks that you have, with more of the same, you just decline in well-being and health. It's just a fact. There were certain things that were wrong with my reproductive system, hormonal imbalance, things with my ovaries. It's not a secret that I have PCOS. That's a conversation for another day. But I'm just saying, the redox signaling molecules has helped me. Maybe it can help you too. Are you open to having the conversation around how it will help you? Add that to the tools that you have in your kit so that it can help you. Maybe you're listening to me today, you have discomfort everywhere. When your husband touches, please, my waist is hurting, please. And you're not giving him what he wants. Maybe you, Oga Nkechi, you can't get it up and keep it up. You start the journey from Enugu to Lagos. By the time you get halfway now, everything is finished. And your wife is so frustrated because she was sitting here somewhere. You came and aroused her. Now you've taken her from Enugu to Lagos and go and leave her in the middle of the road. What is that now? Very annoying. These things are things that happen to people in real time. Women are premenopausal. There's something happening with, I don't know. And because of that, the estrogen, progesterone levels are dancing azonto inside you. And because of that, your husband can touch you and touch your these highlights and do everything, and still nothing is happening. They are cranking as hard as they can crank, but there is no wetness happening. If he forces himself inside, by the time he's done, you have bruises and sores everywhere. He will not have any peace. These are things that happen to real people in real time. Go and ask your mom when they had reaching menopause. What happened to them? How do you address all these problems? How do you address them? What can you do about it? Oh, go and buy KY jelly. You can use KY jelly as lubricant. You can do that. It will be okay. But those things all have chemicals in them. They're not natural. And a lot of people experience irritations for using them. There is something you can do, you can do to help you. I've seen people talk about how they had very low libido. The wives were angry, the husbands were frustrated because every time dry like Hamatan Popo. Every time can't get it up and keep it up. And there are men now in their 60s saying, oh, they are living the life of a 30-year-old because anytime their wife calls, they are available, they can do it. Because they've added redox signaling molecules to the repertoire of things that they're doing. It helps. It's changing lives. The fact that you don't know about it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Ask questions. And I'm happy to answer them. But what you shouldn't do is to just sit on the fence and do nothing. Because you are suffering, you're suffering. And that is your suffering. And I'm offering you an alternative. There is something that you can do about your situation to have better outcomes. Redox has definitely been a blessing to me. And there's so many people out there that is blessing also. You can go to discoverredox.com and read up about it yourself. I'm not making it up. It actually is a thing. On the next video that we talk about wellness issues, I can break it all down for you. I've talked about it quite a few times, but I'm happy to explain what it is and what it does in your body. Redox is in you, whether you believe what I'm saying or not. It's in your cells. God put it there. But as you age, from puberty, it starts to decline. And that's why we have all the issues that we have. From the hair on your head to the soles of your feet, all of the things that you're suffering from is because your body isn't able to signal and communicate effectively at a cellular level. Amplify the signal in your cells and you will see changes in things that are happening to you. 30 years of suffering with this thing. I don't think in my whole lifetime I've ever had menstrual flow that has been more than a month or two. I get it 1 month, maybe 6 months later, then I'd have one. Then maybe 1 year later, I haven't had one. Now, in the last 15 months and some, every single month, without fail, it's there. Why? Because I've amplified signal. My cells are communicating better. And so an issue that was there for 30 years without solution is now solving. There are people with anything you can think about. Patches in your hair, discomfort here, this happening there. And they've all added that to their regime of things they do. And change has taken place. Why shouldn't I tell you about it? Why should I let you suffer in silence? And you're sat on this platform with me and you're going through things and there's a help that can, get you out of that situation. And me, I'm so selfish that I won't tell you about it. I'm sorry, but that's just not me. If there's anything that is helpful, has helped me, I'll talk about it. I will tell you and you decide whether you would investigate it further, whether you contact me privately. You can email me, Sika Educates, the name of this page, one word, Sika Educates, one word, together, @gmail.com. Maybe you don't want your business out there. You don't want anybody to know about it. You can communicate that to me. Now, those of you who are Ghanaian in the house, there is a YouTube channel, because I get a lot of I wish you just speak in vernacular, you speak in Twi so that I can understand what you're saying. I'm not the Englishy, I like it in the local dialect. Okay, if you're one of those people and you're listening to me and Twi is what you prefer, there's a YouTube channel called Obasika TV. You can go and sign up to the YouTube channel. I will put the link in the comment section. In fact, let me do it now before I jump off, so that those of you who want this video in that language. You will find it there in a few hours. Let me find the channel and I'll put it on Facebook right now. And then those of you who want to sign up for that can do so. There's also Sika Educates in English on YouTube, because I know there are a lot of people who don't really care very much for, don't care very much about where we are sat having this video. They prefer videos on YouTube. I know a lot of you do that. I know. So if you're one of those who does that, and you don't care very much about things that happen here, and you just want to go to, you want to go somewhere else to do what you do. I get it. I understand. So please, if you're one of those people and you want to be on the YouTube channel, then please go there and do that. But here on Sika Educates, if you want the 3 versions of what I've just said, it will be on YouTube on that channel. And I'm just posting the link there for those of you who would sign up to it. Let's build a whole community and let's have fun as you subscribe to that channel. May God bless you for doing that. Now, before I end, I'll say this. There's 2 things that you can do out of this video. We've talked about all the issues, the emotional, psychological, physical, lack of intimacy, financial strain. We've talked about role changes and all of that. Maybe you're going through something. You're not even married. I don't care. But you're going through something that is affecting you negatively. Your health is not on point. There's something you can do about it. Please, please, for the love of God, don't suffer in silence. At least ask a question to do something about what is happening to you so that you can get the outcomes that you need to have a better life. Life is meant to be enjoyed and not endured. You don't have to be in pain. It's like a choice. Choose to be happy. Choose to be comfortable. Choose to be able to have a body that you've never had before, because you've done the things proactively to put a handle on your ill health. Redox is real. Redox is changing lives, and it can change yours as well if you have the fortitude to ask the relevant questions. I'm here to answer all of them. You can email me. You can private message me. And let's get that conversation happening. For all the people that have been on Redox and really given it a proper go, God bless you. I've shared it, darling. I've shared it. Now I've shared it. I'll put it up again. In case you missed it, please sign up. Let me put that there. Please sign up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. To the YouTube channel. Okay, it's there. Maybe when I'm done, I should pin it to the top. It doesn't allow me to do it on thing, but yeah. And if you want English videos, there's Sika Educates on YouTube as well. Let me put that one there too. So you have it all. Those who want the tree from Ghana, you can go to Obasika TV. Those that want English videos, it's there as Sika Educates on YouTube as well. I love you all so much. If there's one thing I despise in this life, it's, people being unwell and choosing to suffer in silence when there's things that you can do to have wellness. I can never stop talking about Redox because it's done a lot for me. I never thought in my lifetime that I would have a day when I would have regular monthly flow, like do the things that other people do. And I'm doing it. And I'm so happy and thankful that, Redox was brought to me, and it's been a huge blessing for me. It can be a blessing for you too. But what are you choosing? Are you choosing to sit on the fence and do nothing? Or are you choosing to be happy and make things happen for yourself? I love you. I want to see you do well. I want to see you happy, but you have to help yourself. The Bible says that heaven helps those who help themselves. What are you going to do? What are you choosing? Ask me any question and I'm happy to answer it. Okay? So YouTube English. Sika Educates on YouTube. I've shared that one as well in the comment section. Now the ball is in your court. Support me, help me. Let's grow a following. Very soon, there are going to be videos on YouTube that are not going to be on Facebook. The live videos and live conversations will bring people in, resource people in, and those videos are not going to be on Facebook. So that time is coming. Don't wait to be obsolete and not be a part of that. Just, subscribe to the channel. So easy to do. Just a click of the button, subscribed, and that's it. I love you all so much. Have a fantastic Sunday. And please, Redox is there to help you. REDOX. Let me put a link to the website there. Sika, hang on. Redox. And the website is Redox. I can't even spell anymore. Redox Renews Life. Okay, let's put that there too. You can contact me that way. Please put your full phone number with the country code, area code, everything. Don't leave me guessing because I know. Please put all your number. If you're in America, +1, whatever the number is. If you're in Ghana, 233, whatever. Please help me. Help me. Yeah, the Redox one is there as well. So now you have everything that you need. I love you so much. Have a terrific Sunday. God bless you. Please share this video. I want to know what you think in the comment section. So, if this video has made sense, if it's helped, if there's some other topic you want me to address. Yeah, if there's something you want us to have conversations around, put it in the comment section and I'll address it in the next video that comes up. I love you. Have a lovely Sunday. Have a great week. May your week be blessed. May you have everything that you desire. And may you never lack anything good. May your marriage be blessed. May you find eternal bliss and happiness, peace of mind, and clarity of thought. And if there's anything that is amiss, may you be proactive enough to address it before it becomes a huge problem in your relationship. I love you so much. Happy Sunday to everybody. The name will always be Sika, and I love you so much. God bless you. Bye.